gingerbread, laughing, shopping, and Christmas markets. John at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I'll get you the information, including pictures and pricing. John at WTMJ.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Brewers are soaking up the San Diego sunshine before October and taking out the Padres along the way.
This is driven out to right. It's hit well. Adele is back at the track. Bye-bye baseball!
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:05 on your home for the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 6 o'clock, it's 75 degrees. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms early, still muggy, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. A big announcement from the White House about autism.
President Trump says pregnant women should not take acetaminophen,
which is basically commonly known as Tylenol,
because
it can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
He says the FDA will update labels, and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says they're launching a nationwide public service campaign
to inform families and protect public health.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Health Secretary RFK promised earlier this year to determine the cause of autism by September, but brain experts say there is no single cause and that the rhetoric appears to ignore decades of science into the genetic and environmental factors that can play a role. Jimmy Kimmel is coming back to ABC airwaves.
After being pulled off the air nearly a week ago, Jimmy Kimmel Live will return Tuesday.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That announcement from the Walt Disney Company. The late-night show had been, as the company called it, preempted indefinitely last Wednesday. That followed comments Kimmel made on his show in response to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. People have been posting on social media for the last several days that they had canceled their Disney Plus and Hulu streaming accounts over Kimmel's suspension. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Charges filed in an officer-involved shooting in Milwaukee. 21-year-old Kenneth Kubero faces one count of obstructing an officer after he fled a traffic stop with a firearm. An officer stopped him near 2nd Street and Greenfield Avenue for running stop signs last week Wednesday. Kubero stopped the vehicle and fled on foot, at one point dropping his gun. When he attempted to pick up the weapon, the officer fired shots at Kubero. No one else was struck by the gunfire. If convicted, Kubero could face up to 9 months in prison and $10,000 in fines. Identifying the teenager who died after a late-night shooting. Milwaukee police responded to 75th and Silver Spring just after 10 p.m. Sunday. 15-year-old Azoria Jones died from a gunshot at the scene, with the medical examiner ruling her death as a homicide. Police are still searching for a suspect. Molson Coors names a new president and CEO.
Rahul Goyal began with the company in 2001 and now takes over as head of the nation's second largest beer distributor by volume. Goyal will replace outgoing CEO Gavin Hattersley on October 1st. Molson Coors saw a more than 1.5% net sales dip in the second quarter this year during what the company's chief financial officer has called a challenging environment for the U.S. beer industry overall. Molson Coors operates Milwaukee-based Miller Brewing Company as well as Colorado-based Coors and Blue Moon. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Sports traffic and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:03.
Stock up for less on work and home essentials with another great week of Fleet Farm deals. Like 40 pounds of KT Basic Blend Bird Food for just $16.99. And Diamond Crystal Iron Fighter Softener Salt for only $7.29 a bag. Plus, get a $25 Fleet Farm gift card free when you buy $100 worth of Keen, Carhartt, or Timberland Pro footwear. Count on Fleet Farm to deliver the goods at the best prices guaranteed. And find even more weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
No matter what your timeline is, you deserve a journey to paradise with Fox World Travel and Royal Caribbean. When you get the craving for sunshine, poolside fun, and ocean views for miles, there's no reason to miss out. Make the most out of your time with an all-in-one cruise vacation. Get cruise perks you can't even get direct. Let a Fox World Travel cruise expert handle the daunting task of choosing ships, ports, and staterooms. Visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your next cruise vacation.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gerber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Packers look to regroup following a gut-wrenching 13-10 loss to the Browns in Cleveland.
I mean, when you have 14 penalties in a game, it's going to be tough to overcome that.
Matt LaFleur's Packers travel to Dallas to face the Cowboys in Week 4. Week 3 of the NFL season wraps up tonight in Baltimore with the Ravens hosting the Detroit Lions. And the NL Central Division champion Brewers have a magic number of 3 to clinch the best record in the National League and top seed in the playoffs. The Brewers are in San Diego tonight to face the Padres. Coverage begins at 8:05 here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point. Looks like pretty much all of the rush hour traffic has cleared up. And taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms early, still muggy, a low of 64 degrees. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies and still humid with a chance for showers, a high of 75. Wednesday, partly cloudy, another slight chance for showers, a high of 71. Thursday, partly cloudy with another slight chance for showers, a high of 73. On Friday, partly cloudy and warm, a high of 77. Right now in Madison, it's 75 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 71. In Waukesha, it's 76. And in Milwaukee, it's 75 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you for joining me for What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A local musician you may recognize from American Idol is waiting in the wings, about 2 minutes away from starting his chat with me here on What's on Tap. I'm excited about this conversation. And thanks again for joining me for What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, starting out our week with some energy. So not only do we have a local musician for you to meet, but happy Hobbit Day. In honor of this special occasion, a brand new documentary short film titled The Muster of Marquette was just released on YouTube today. I don't know if you realize, over 11,000 pages of J.R.R. Tolkien's manuscripts are archived at Marquette University, including some of his most beloved stories. And on this National Hobbit Day, you're going to meet the documentary filmmaker of The Muster of Marquette, Andrew Coons, and the man who is the official manuscript archivist at Marquette University, and he's also the creator of a new massive oral history of the Tolkien manuscripts, Dr. Bill Fliss. So tell your favorite Lord of the Rings fans and Hobbit fans to tune in at 7:05. Set your phone alarm now. And oral histories are a way that the Milwaukee County Historical Society preserves legacies and facts in a very human way, too. And Olivia Hoff of the Milwaukee County Historical Society is going to join me at 7:35 with those details and updates on a very special violin concert happening Thursday at the Milwaukee County Historical Society called Echoes of Hope. But right now, let me welcome my very first guest to the WTMJ studio, a musical artist who sings, plays guitar, and has a wide range of talents. Steve Burgoon. Steve, how are you?
Good evening, Sandy. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. You have been such positive energy ever since we connected, because I was like, hey, you've got a free concert on Tuesday night. I'm on the air Monday. You want to come talk about it and maybe either reintroduce yourself or introduce yourself for the first time to WTMJ fans. And you were a great sport.
You know, I heard the lead in here, and I wasn't aware that today was National Hobbit Day. So I do have some questions as to why you chose me as a guest on National.
You are way too tall for the Hobbit world. I tell you that right. How tall are you?
That's 6'5", actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be a
It's
Gandalf.
more of a Buddy the Elf
yeah.
situation.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Have you dressed as Buddy the Elf for Christmas,
I have,
for Halloween?
yeah.
I could see that now.
I made an investment in a nice costume.
You've got, and I mean this in the complimentary way, you've got a Will Ferrell from Elf look. You could totally pull off the elf costume.
He's very attractive.
If you're, there you go. If you are wondering what Steve Burgoon looks like now that we've talked about this, and you don't remember seeing him on American Idol, you can text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text the word watch, 855-616-1620. Now, do people still recognize you from American Idol?
They usually think I'm Will Ferrell, but then once we get that, yeah. No, they do, actually. It's kind of shocking. People have incredible memories because that's been several years now since I was on that show. It was 2011, so season 10, Steven Tyler was still a judge at that point, Randy Jackson and Jennifer Lopez. And they've all gone on to pursue other interests now.
Did you audition here in Milwaukee?
I did.
Was that summer?
I did. It was. They were here at the Art Museum. I decided to give it a shot. It was actually my third time auditioning with different levels of results. And I thought I wasn't going to do it. I was living up in Minneapolis at the time. I thought, I'm going to give it one more shot.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. I guess I'm glad that happened.
Well done, Steve. And I enjoyed browsing your music on your website. But you mentioned Steven Tyler. Do you know the quote by heart, or would you like me to read it back to you? What did Steven Tyler, is he describing you in this quote?
I think, yes, he was. It was right after my audition that allowed me to advance to Hollywood. I think he called me disturbingly great.
Weird, disturbingly great, weird, compelling, great, that's certain something.
I left the room not knowing if that was a compliment. I thought it was. It was a little twisted, but it felt like a good thing, and I had the golden ticket, so I thought that was good.
I was saying, what does it feel like when third time's the charm, you're standing there, you're giving it all you got, and 1, 2, 3, they all say, yep, come to Hollywood with us.
Yeah, it was incredible. Truly a dream come true. I felt like I was playing with house money. I was lucky to get the opportunity, and I didn't know at that time that I would also get some airtime on TV. I'm an accountant by trade, so they were like, you're an accountant. That's a story we haven't yet told. And so I was lucky that I did get some airtime, and that's been really beneficial to the band and to me in pursuing the music interest afterwards.
From an accountant to an American Idol stint, we're going to find out more of Steve Burgoon's musical journey, where you can see him next, and some of his creative process. Stay with us here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Right now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, get our lowest prices of the year. For a limited time only, we're offering the best possible pricing on your favorite brands throughout the store. Like our lowest price on Morton Clean and Protect Softener Salt Pellets, just $6.29 a bag. $80 off 168-piece DeWalt Mechanics tool set. 7-piece Gear wrench sets, only $59.99. And new men's work and sport flannels start at just $19.99. Don't miss our lowest prices of the year, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx at WTMJ, here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. And remember, 3 Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. And if you take pride in your job and want to be part of making a difference in the lives of others every day at 3 Pillars, they're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities, full and part-time, day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour. You could get more based on experience and shifts, and you really will make a difference in the lives of others every day at 3 Pillars. If you're interested or know someone who is, go to the website 3pillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The Brewers are soaking up the San Diego sunshine before October and taking out the Padres along the way.
3-2 pitch. There go the runners. This is driven out to right. It's hit well. Adele is back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. The summer of Sal, maybe the fall of Freeland.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:05 on your home for the Brewers, WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Get back, give me some breathing room. I know you're leaving soon, but I got to forget you're just what I'm after. You're off to Nebraska. You're off to Nebraska.
He is Steve Burgoon, and that is his original song, Nebraska. Funny, Steve, I was actually going to play that part of that song coming out. Exactly. So it was like we'd rehearsed it, but I love that you brought your guitar and you're willing to entertain so people can really hear what you sound like.
I just walk around with this thing all the time.
You should. It's
hoping for
it's
an
a conversation starter, that's
to
for sure.
Bring it out. Yeah. Have to pass security, but
I love that you. Yeah, exactly. What's inside that? It's a guitar, I swear. I love that you have the personalized guitar strap, too.
I do, yes. This is a gift. My wife gave this to me. And in fact, the very first time that I used it, I was singing at a 9-year-old's birthday. This was during COVID. I was singing at a 9-year-old's birthday party, and the strap broke. And it gave out. My guitar came off, and it came crashing down to the concrete sidewalk, and it split right in half.
The guitar completely destroyed.
Split right in half.
So you're still using this gift of a guitar strap. Why did you decide?
I was very deliberate about getting it stretched out in proper condition. I guess I rushed the process the first time. And then once I got a new guitar, it's been fine.
It has your name and it has your image on it.
It's got a few extra things here to keep it on, but yes.
Did your wife feel bad?
I'm not sure if I mentioned it right away because I didn't want her to feel badly that the strap was defective in some way.
But how lovely that you sing your gift of music. We'll ask you about your accounting accomplishments, but I want to know about your musical journey so far. You just mentioned, so since 2020, you've been a minstrel. 2011, you auditioned for American Idol and made it through to Hollywood. Tell me about your musical journey so far. When did you actually start singing, really singing?
Yeah, so honestly, I was a late bloomer musically. I decided to get involved with choir, the classic path, right through choir through 7th and 8th grade. That's probably the first time that I stepped out and did something like that, but it was always big choral groups.
There's safety in numbers.
Senior year of high school, we had a variety show, and I thought, I think we should do New Kids on the Block. So we did a New Kids on the Block skit. We sang The Right Stuff, myself and 3 high school buddies.
Were you dancing too, Steve?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, you can't do boy band.
Very 90s outfit. And the music director of our local theater was there, saw me, and asked me to be Tony in the upcoming production of West Side Story. So then I did musical theater for 3 years.
That's quite an audition. You got the starring role there, Steve.
I New Kids on the Block brings people together. I've been telling people that for years. And then
You had the right stuff.
I sang
Somebody
with
had to say
the UW Mad Hatters in college. I was I'm a UW Badger, sang with the Mad Hatters men's a cappella group there, and then started my career in accounting, and I got away from it for a while. And actually, one of my closest friends growing up passed away of leukemia at the age of 22. So she was a big supporter of my music at all levels into college as well, and always said, continue to pursue music. And I had that in the back of my mind. And when she passed away, that was really kind of the impetus for me to audition the first time for American Idol.
Well, what's her name?
Kimberly Wee.
I say for Kimberly to have unfortunately shown you just how short life can be, for her to encourage you to not waste that gift and not wonder what if.
Yeah, and honestly, it was well beyond her support of my music. It was the way that she lived life and impacted others positively that I wanted to continue in her honor. And so I've been able to do that with music, get out and have high energy, happy shows that just let people escape for a couple of hours, because we've all got stressors. We've all got things that happen during the week. If you can spend a few hours with me, I always spend several minutes during the show just expressing my gratitude to the band for everybody spending their time with us. We just have a great time.
As everybody goes to Steve Burgoon's Facebook page, it is Beguhn. Beguhn.
Correct.
I keep putting an R in there. Forgive me.
Yeah,
Steve
that's all right.
Beguhn, Beguhn. If you go to his Facebook page, you're going to see all this fun, high energy. What are some of your favorite performances from this past summer?
Oh my gosh, I've been all over the place. We've been lucky to do Summerfest very recently.
I remember your name on that list.
I just played with a good friend of mine. Asked me to play a show at the Rave for a country EDM artist. There was a DJ coming into town. I got to be a hype guy playing a country EDM set, so that's a little outside of the box for me.
And not always two styles of music you put together. You hear country and Western, but country EDM.
Right.
That sounds like high energy. And then one of the videos you posted on your Facebook page, you shouted something really not very rock and roll, but it got a huge cheer on stage. What did you shout and where did you shout it?
Well, I think I told them that I was an accountant and I had an accounting degree. Which, I like to lead with because that really brings people together.
Were you at UW-Madison when you shouted that?
That was actually at the Rave at the Country EDM show.
You're kidding. Yeah. I thought for sure that was going to be that because you also performed recently at the 125th anniversary.
Yes, that's right. I did yell it there. That was a little bit more of a house crowd.
What's that an anniversary of?
That was the Wisconsin School of Business 125th anniversary. I'm a proud Badger business alum. I have a couple business degrees from UW, and so they invited us to come back and perform. And I'll actually be back in Madison October 11th for a pregame show for the Badgers homecoming against Iowa.
That'll be fun.
We're lucky. I'm originally from northern Wisconsin, all the way up in Rice Lake, and we do a lot of shows up in that part of the woods too. So we travel statewide, all over the place, and I know your listeners are everywhere.
Yeah.
So we are everywhere as well, and hope to meet some of them out on the road.
Steve Beguhn, I love that you bring the big energy. Like I said, I thought that video was you were among your people shout out, I was an accounting major, but to know that you shouted that out at the Rave for a bunch of country EDM fans. And they gave you the same.
Yeah, it's a good test. I mean, if they stick around, then you got something.
That gave you that wave of energy. I love it. So you mentioned you've been an accountant, but I think you've had some other interesting jobs along your journey. And we want to find out where you're performing tomorrow night and this weekend. So stay with us. My in-studio guest is musician, singer, and guitarist Steve Beguhn. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
For senior living where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee, an experience designed with you in mind. Enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you'll find a compassionate staff, modern amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You're not just moving in, you're coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Ooh, something smells good.
Let's see. Melt 2 sticks of butter and add sugar.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
What? It's way too early for that.
I know, Arvid, but I just can't wait to serve a big family meal on the Flay table from Penny Mustard.
Oh, I love the Flay table. The design is so sleek and simple, yet oh so perfect.
Mix in 2 cups of peanut butter and strained beets.
The Flay's strong Midwest craftsmanship means you'll be serving family feasts on this table for generations.
Half a cup of mayonnaise.
And it's expandable. So as your family grows, the Flay table grows too.
And just a dash of Tabasco.
Hold on. What recipe are you making?
Recipe? What's a recipe?
The American-made solid wood Flay table paired with 4 Kendall chairs with your choice of fabric or leather starting at $68.71 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Call me
answer the phone. Why need me when you've chosen to live life alone? And gave my heart to you, you and my
Why Do You? An original song by Steve Bagoon, who is in the studio with me right now. How does it feel to hear your music on the radio?
To be honest, it's a little bizarre. That's a dream come true as well. Checking a lot of boxes here, Sandy. It's great.
When did you write Why Do You in Nebraska?
Let's see. That was around 2010, 2011. We actually had an EP. It was kind of at the time that COVID was breaking out. We had an EP release party that was planned for Good City Brewing at the time.
At 2020.
In 2020. It was going to be in April of 2020. And
you've been sitting on songs
we
that
were
you've
never able to
created.
do it.
Wow.
So,
but they're released. You can find them on your
the
website.
band reminds me periodically, like, are we gonna get around to that EP release party? There's actually one song off of that EP that has not been publicly released yet.
Ooh.
So
when is that going to happen? You keep
there
us
might
in
be
suspense.
more to come. I don't know.
Exciting. So you have a free concert tomorrow, right
We
on the
do.
Riverwalk. Tell us about that.
We do. It's a beautiful space. If you haven't been to Riverwalk Commons, right downtown, it's under Interstate 794, right off of Clybourne and Water Street, right on the corner across from Milwaukee Public Market, which was just rated the #1 public market in the United States.
Aren't we proud?
How unbelievable is that? That's so cool.
Yeah. And
Milwaukee rocks.
well worth it. Yeah, there you go. I like that. 6 to 8:30. And there's a pre-show happy hour, which I think is fun.
That's
because
very Wisconsin and very awesome. 5 to 6 happy hour. The band plays 6 to 8:30. It's a beautiful setting. There's umbrellas hanging underneath the interstate. They've got food trucks and beer trucks and just a fantastic festive atmosphere. We're the last group of the season to play in this concert series. It's the last chance to get out. And on a Tuesday night. What else are we doing on Tuesday night?
Save the best for last. And now, Steve, you mentioned the band. So who else is in the band with you? I assume you're singing.
Yes.
And you brought your guitar tonight, so you're playing guitar in the band as well?
Yes, they still let me play, which is very nice of them.
Because you're only getting better, I'm
Because they're
sure.
all much more talented than I am. I've got Tucker Kiter, who's a kind of a jack of all trades, plays many instruments and sings. Matt Kaler is our drummer. And then we've got Fred Krubel on lead guitar for this show coming up tomorrow. And they're all, to me, we run it like a family. We've got a sound technician that travels with us all the time. Jonathan Worm, Jake Miller do a fantastic job on sound and lights.
That makes a big difference.
And they're just good people. So I would encourage you, if you come out to a show, get to know them as well. My name goes on the banner, but they are every bit as important and maybe more so. They do a lot of things behind the scenes as well to keep us going.
And what can we expect to hear?
You can expect, so tomorrow, I'm throwing everybody off the scent here with these original songs in this segment, but tomorrow there's a lot of covers, a lot of very approachable songs. So people ask us, what we sing, what we perform, because they always want to know, which genre, which bucket do you fit in. I always say we play songs you know and songs you like.
Those are two good categories.
If you own a radio, if you've been to the dentist, if you've gone grocery shopping, you're going to know these songs. They're top 40 pop country songs. You can tell by the songwriting, we kind of walk that line between the two. But they're all high energy and intentionally danceable.
What's one of your favorite songs to play?
Very family
that you
friendly.
know is on the set list tomorrow.
We do everything from U2, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. Cole Swindell, She Had Me at Heads Carolina. We sing Fast Car, the Tracy Chapman tune. Imagine Dragons, Ed Sheeran. We do a little bit of everything.
Fun.
Justin Bieber even, and maybe Taylor Swift, which everybody needs to see a 6'5" guy running around on stage singing 15-year-old Taylor Swift. I think that's important.
If you have the red lipstick, the signature red lipstick,
that's
then,
right.
then you've got something.
It's a
Steve.
little jarring out of the gate, but everybody kind of adjusts over time.
And then you've also got a show, if you can't make it tomorrow night, because sometimes right after work downtown isn't convenient for everybody, but Harvest Fair on Saturday.
We are playing Harvest Fair at the Camp Bar stage on Saturday night, and that is an awesome event. I describe it as kind of a small-scale state fair. So if you've been to state fair and you love it, there's a lot of things that are similar there: food, beverage, high-energy bands all over the place. But if the crowds of state fair overwhelm you it's a little bit more easy. It's a little easier to digest Harvest Fair, and I think it's just a $5 admission is all they charge.
And you're getting in the season because now we're officially in autumn. So
that's right.
You can be entertained by Steve Bagoon and his band. Do you know what time your Saturday set is at Harvest Fair?
Yes, we're 7:30 to 10:30.
There you go. See, I knew you would know. What's the best way to keep up with you and your high energy?
Thanks for asking. I don't know if I'm on camera, but this I prepared this. I spent many months preparing this sign. SteveBagoon.com is our website that has links to everything important, and then socials, Facebook, Instagram.
Keep holding it up,
that,
Steve.
All that stuff.
And if you need to know how to spell it, if you haven't seen this on our YouTube, yes, it is a charmingly handwritten with a Sharpie on an 8.5 by 14 piece of paper. You've gone large for me, baby.
Budgets are a little tight, so I did just use a Sharpie and some plain white paper.
And it is Steve, BEGUHN.com and at Steve Bagoon. He's a lot of fun to enjoy and follow along on social media as well. And before I let you go, you've been an accountant. What are 2 other jobs that you've had that are not singing?
Oh, my goodness. I have shined shoes for a clothier. That was my very first job ever at $5 an hour, and I thought I was killing it. And then my third longest tenured job was selling women's shoes only at Herberger's department store, which is a sister store of Boston's and Yonkers. I was a real-life Al Bundy.
You've got the footwear covered as well as the fantastic music. He is Steve Bagoon. Thank you so much for starting our Monday off with such big energy. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hanging out with you again soon.
Thanks, Sandy. Wonderful to meet you.
And now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. A child is arrested in Elkhorn for stealing a parent's gun. Police say a caller believed their child broke into a locked bedroom and stole the firearm on Friday. Children on social media were indicating that the student intended to bring the gun to school. Officers found the child and the gun. The child is being referred to juvenile authorities for armed burglary, theft of a firearm, possession of a dangerous weapon, and obstructing an officer. Elkhorn police do not believe there was a credible threat to the school. A teenager is in critical condition after an early morning shooting. Milwaukee police responded after 4 a.m. Sunday near 30th and Capitol on the city's north side. A 19-year-old was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries from the shooting. Police are still looking for the suspects. The ACLU of Wisconsin petitions the state's highest court to make it illegal to hold ICE detainees in Wisconsin jails. The lawsuit claims sheriffs from Walworth, Brown, Kenosha, Sauk, and Marathon counties are voluntarily holding people for an additional 48 hours after they should be released under state law. The extra hold time allows for immigration agents to get custody of individuals so they can be deported. The organization claims that ICE sends detainers even for people with no criminal records or people who still have charges pending in Wisconsin courts. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Pretty clear on the roads this evening. No major incidents and no slowdowns. Taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms early, still muggy, a low of 64. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies and still humid with a chance for showers, a high of 75. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 71. Thursday, partly cloudy with another slight chance for showers, a high of 73. Friday, partly cloudy skies and warm, a high of 77. Right now in Madison, it's 74 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 69. In Waukesha, it's 74. And in Milwaukee, it's 74 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:32.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
This year, it just feels different.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Listen to WTMJ as the Brewers make their charge to the postseason. Brewers playoff coverage is presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin and featured by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, and Delta Dental. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's 97th anniversary mattress celebration. The one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses. They can hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Next December 2026, my wife Michelle and I are taking a Christmas trip that's been on our bucket list for more than a decade. Won't you come with us? Christmas on the Danube with Colette Tours. Beautiful river cruise to the most famous Christmas markets in Europe. December 2026 and a 2-night pre-trip extension to Prague. 6 nights on the beautiful MS Amadeus riverboat. 68 cabins, each with a great view. Stunning deck cafe, panorama bar. Will be in Vienna. The medieval castle and hillside towns of the Wachau Valley, a 200-year-old fairy tale town of Passau, Germany. John at WTMJ.com, JOHN at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the beautiful information, including pricing. Or join me at the WTMJ studios, where you can meet me and the folks from Colette on September 23rd at 6:30 downtown our studio, but you need to RSVP.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
John at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the info.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. How was your weekend? What was a highlight? You know, it is now the official autumn equinox. It has arrived. So that really was the last weekend of summer 2025. So how did you spend it? Share with me. Use that Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Did you make a ton of money with your yard sale? I saw a lot of those this weekend. Or did you make a great find at a yard sale? What was a highlight of your weekend? Whether it was something absolutely recreational and entertaining, or maybe a big accomplishment domestically in your home. For me, I had a particularly good Saturday. Started off with, call it the Mito March, but I think it's really called the Energy for Life Walk at Fox River Park in Waukesha on Saturday morning. It's the United Mitochondrial Disease Foundation's annual walk, and that was in honor of Morgan Jakubowski, and I got to see family and friends, and just a good positive way to start that Saturday with a stroll. And then after that, yes, I saw Downton Abbey, the grand finale movie, again. I highly recommend seeing this movie in the theater on the big screen while you can. There's no shame in my Downton Abbey game. It was excellent to see again and go to that world. Then romantic date night at Lake Park Bistro. I'm going to tell you, love was in the air despite the soggy weather on Saturday evening. You know how when if you're in Lake Park Bistro and you're looking out over the lake, there's a concrete staircase that goes down to Lincoln Memorial Drive. Well, I was very charmed. There was a small wedding going on right there as you go down that first level of stairs, and there's a platform there. It was very sweet. And even though there were sprinkles, it didn't dampen their romance. The groom caught my eye. He was wearing a light pink tuxedo and a cream-colored cowboy hat. It's like, that's personalized. We've gone far away from the very uncomfortable, very formal black bow tie tuxedo. So I liked that expression of color. And the bride was, of course, lovely. She had a veil and a big white bow attached to the veil and a sleek white, very low-cut dress. She looked very lovely. But love was in the air. So congratulations to that happy young couple. But share with me, what was your highlight from this weekend? The Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Matt Yazel producing the show tonight. Matt,
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I can guess what a highlight of your weekend was, but because you're such a big sports fan. But what was a highlight of your weekend, Matt?
Well, firstly, on Friday, I'll plug my activities for our sister station, 94.5 ESPN. I'm still doing the Catholic Memorial High School football play-by-play.
Oh, great.
For ESPN. Really fun game on Friday. They won. They play their games at Carroll University in Waukesha. Myself and Mike Podol, who's just a super energetic guy, very easy to call a game with. So that was a lot of fun. Saturday, it was a good Broken Bat friend of mine's housewarming party in the Washington Heights neighborhood, kind of near Tosa. So went over there. He had the Badger football game on. They didn't really show up to play for that, but that wasn't the reason for the party. So that was fun.
Did somebody at least bring some Broken Bat beer to?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I figured that was going to be served. If that's your other moonlighting job.
Yes. Yeah. So I didn't have to work this weekend, but I got to enjoy some time with some fellow bartenders, which was fun. Yesterday hung around lazy Sunday, watched the Packers for a little bit. Then I switched to the Brewers, watched the celebration, ended with a movie. Great Sunday.
What movie did you see?
I actually just looked this up to make sure I got the title. Always Be My Maybe. Netflix, rom-com. Ali Wong is the star of it. Thumbs up for me.
I was just going to say thumbs up. And was that a sort of inside date night?
Yes. Yeah.
Very good.
100%.
Who chose? You or your girlfriend?
She did. She chose it. I was on board.
But you didn't mind.
There wasn't much of an argument or back and forth. Yeah.
Very good. See, that's called getting along, and that's good. I hate saying the girlfriend. That just sounds so. How's the wife? I don't know. That always seems just like, no, it's your girlfriend. Well, good.
We were both looking for that genre.
Yeah, something that you don't have to think too heavily about and isn't a superhero and isn't stressful. There's plenty of time now that we're creeping towards October for the scary movies and those movies. So might have to check back in with your horror movie suggestions. But not a horror movie is our Milwaukee Brewers. And we're going to share some sound with you about the celebration, but also how you can celebrate with a pocket pancake party on Friday. Those details are next on What's on Tap.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 9 to 13.1 ounce selective varieties, Old Dutch tortilla or potato chips, 2 for $5.50. 32 ounce selective varieties, International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 10 to 10.8 ounce selective varieties, Bird's Eye Vegetables, 4 for $5. 10.5 to 11.25 ounce selective varieties, New York Texas Toast, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
You know when that big online store has special days with ridiculously low prices?
Yeah.
Why doesn't Hasselus Mattress do that?
We do.
You do? When?
Every day.
Okay, good one. But really, when are the big discounts?
Like I said, every day. You know our showrooms are employee-free.
So I can give your mattresses a try.
With no pushy sales guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that allows us to sell Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, and more for way less.
Give me numbers.
Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next day delivery, too.
And you do this every day?
Yeah. Plus, through Monday, get a free box spring with every Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, and more, or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Wow.
So I guess you could say now is a prime time to buy.
I see what you did there.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes?
Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Maxx. Mondays are much better. The Brewers are clinching the division. I'd ask you about a highlight from your weekend. That was certainly a highlight for a lot of Brewers fans. What's a highlight from your weekend? The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Texting in from 262. Went to Madison to watch the Badger women's volleyball team beat the Florida Gators. All right. I'm very interested in the rest of your highlights. Go ahead. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Now, what's next for your Milwaukee Brewers? Well, we'll be watching the games. There's a game at 8 o'clock tonight. Pregame starts, so right after the 8 o'clock news, so don't go anywhere. Keep your radio right here. We are very excited about postseason play. But you know, we leaned all the way into our free George Webb hamburgers. Now it's time to enjoy more food-related fun with your Milwaukee Brewers. Batter up. Batter being the pun here. There's a postseason pocket pancake breakfast on Friday morning from 6 until 9 at American Family Field in the parking lots. Who doesn't love a theme party? I love that we're leaning all the way into this. And what do you get? Free pocket pancakes. And if you're one of the first 3,000 fans, you could get an exclusive pocket pancake T-shirt. And there are other entertaining things happening. So they're going to set it up right in the Euchre and Yount parking lots at American Family Field. There's going to be a breakfast tent, or you can do a convenient drive-through. Because, we get busy. Fridays aren't a slow day for some people in their work world. But Brewers manager Pat Murphy, the creator of the pocket pancake, he will be making an appearance there. And there's a polka band that's going to be playing under the breakfast tent. I love this. You can listen to the Tally Ho Polka Band. And I have not quite figured this out yet. And I guess here I am sitting in front of a computer. I should just search. Dan Cakes. What is Dan Cakes? Dan Cakes, pancake artist. It's the first name in pancake art, supposedly. So I'm going to be interested to find out more. I'll look into Dan Cakes from pancake artist Dan Cakes. So they're leaning all the way in to have fun. And then what do you put on Dan Cakes or pancakes? The debut of Murph's Maple. It's a special syrup that is going to be available at this pocket pancake breakfast Friday morning at American Family Field. And I looked into this, and I think this is so fun. If you can actually buy Murph's Maple, and the slogan on the bottle is back pocket sweetness, home run flavor, 100% pure. So you can be the first to taste Murph's Maple, the special syrup. And even better, if you buy one of these specially designed bottles, a portion of the proceeds go to charity. And guess who else is going to be there on Friday for the pocket pancakes? Not just Pat Murphy. Robin Yount, Brewers Hall of Famer, will be there. Donald Driver and that megawatt smile. Yes, the Green Bay Packers legend. He is going to be there. And former Badger football and NFL player Derek Watt will also be there preparing pocket pancakes. And Brewers broadcaster Tim Dillard, he always brings the personality. He will be hosting some special guests on stage throughout the morning. And, of course, tomorrow is when postseason tickets go on sale, so you can pick some up there, too. And I'm told if you go through the drive-thru, you can meet Bernie Brewer, Barrelman, and the famous Racing Sausages, in addition to other mascot pals from around Wisconsin. So we love a party here in Milwaukee. And Friday morning, the postseason pocket pancake breakfast at American Family Field, 6 until 9. This is a special time, Brewers fans. Lean all the way into it. And a band performing at American Family Amphitheater tomorrow night. It's a band, really, their concerts have been described by fans, not just a show, rock circus, part therapy session, part theater, and absolutely unforgettable. That band has the song you need to hear, which is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Visit them at flanners.com. At Flanners, music matters. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play. The song you need to hear is next.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
21 Pilots is really two dudes. And they create a real atmosphere with their audio and especially with their concerts. And tomorrow night, American Family Insurance Amphitheater right by Lake Michigan is going to be where 21 Pilots bring their theatrics, their physical, compelling performance. And if you missed him at Summerfest a few years ago, this is your chance tomorrow night to see 21 Pilots. And the song you need to hear is Stressed Out. It's a good song. The song you need to hear is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Visit them at flanners.com. At Flanners, music matters. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play. And you can hear this tomorrow with 21 Pilots, Stressed Out.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
We used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
Stressed Out. The song by 21 Pilots is the song you need to hear tonight, sponsored by Flanners Entertainment. And they're a band, if you've never seen them before, I don't think you'd be disappointed. Tomorrow night, American Family Insurance Amphitheater, and I know several people who are going to see a repeat performance. That's how good 21 Pilots are live. So that's tomorrow night, AmFam Amphitheater. And in the next hour, just after the WTMJ newscast, celebrating Hobbit Day. Maybe you didn't realize it's Hobbit Day. Well, when you do and you realize the strong Milwaukee connection with Marquette University and J.R.R. Tolkien, that'll be fun. Next on What's on Tap.
Does music matter to you? Flanners Home Entertainment wants to help you have the best music experience at home. They've got high-quality products, the best prices, and high-fidelity expertise for the best sound in and outside your home. Now is a great time to shop Flanners with their Music Matters sale event. All speakers, all amplifiers, receivers, turntables, CD players, music streamers, and accessories are on sale. Visit Flanners Home Entertainment today in West Allis, Grafton, or at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Flanners. Just press play.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time Accunet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Accunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Brewers are soaking up the San Diego sunshine before October and taking out the Padres along the way.
This is driven out to right. It's hit well. Adele is back at the track. Bye-bye baseball!
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:05 on your home for the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 72 degrees. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms. Still muggy, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. A Wisconsin state senator claims the city of Milwaukee spent nearly all of its 2023 Act 12 revenue on government employee raises and pension obligations.
Data compiled by State Senator Van Wangard indicates money from a 2% sales tax and shared revenue went to pay raises, including for Mayor Cavalier Johnson and Common Council members.
These are just unconscionable.
Wangard tells WTMJ he plans to recommend the legislature audit the city over the data.
I'm not a CPA, but this makes absolutely no sense to me.
A spokesperson for Mayor Johnson questioned the timeline of the data, calling it, quote, cherry-picked so that pay increases for police are vastly understated. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
President Trump announces that the FDA believes the use of acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol and many cold and flu medications during pregnancy, can be associated with an increased risk of autism. But medical experts affirm the medication is safe.
Colin Killick is director of the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network and says history is repeating itself.
There's a long history of autistic people and their families being pitched supposed miracle cures, coming from the kinds of circles that RFK Jr. used to run in before he became secretary. Miracle mineral solution, which turned out to be bleach.
He says autism will never go away.
Autism is a fundamental part of how somebody's brain works. People are born autistic and they remain autistic their entire lives. And there's not going to be something you can take that'll change that.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
The man accused of killing one person and injuring two others at a New Hampshire country club over the weekend makes his initial court appearance.
This is State versus Hunter Nato.
It was a quick video court appearance for 23-year-old Hunter Nato facing a second-degree murder charge as he waived his arraignment. The former Sky Meadow Country Club employee is accused of opening fire in a random attack. 3 people were shot, 2 injured. 59-year-old Robert DeCesar was killed. Some witnesses say the shooter shouted inflammatory remarks. Officials, however, say they're still looking into those claims and are not calling this a hate crime. They believe the comments were intended to spark chaos. Sherry Small for CBS News, Nashua, New Hampshire.
Flood repairs have forced We Energies crews to juggle an intense workload in recent weeks. Technicians had to cover their daily tasks while also replacing over 1,000 gas meters. Senior Field Operations Supervisor in Gas Operations Sean Quinn tells WTMJ what homeowners should know.
Homeowners should know that we're just replacing our equipment out of an abundance of caution to avoid kind of faster degradation of some of our equipment that may have been affected by the floodwaters. So it's mostly for safety reasons that we're doing this.
Quinn says homeowners will not be charged or affected by these repairs. It's the end of an era for a River West institution. After more than 20 years, the River West Co-op is closing, leaving many in the community reflecting on what it meant to the neighborhood. Former volunteer coordinator Nikolai Chajo tells WTMJ.
The co-op never measured its success by the money it made. Its motto was food for people, not for profit. And in that sense, every day that it was open and bringing people in and building relationships, it was achieving what it set out to achieve.
Chajo and other volunteers say while the store itself is closing, its impact on the neighborhood will last well beyond its final day. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
You have never been to an all-inclusive resort? Well, neither have I. Hi, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, and this winter, we're going to rectify that. My wife, Kathy, and I have teamed up with Fox World Travel to check another travel wish item off our list, and you are invited to join us. We'll be flying nonstop from Milwaukee to sunny Cancun and staying at the ultra-chic luxury resort Secrets the Vine. This adults-only all-inclusive resort offers unlimited luxury where so much is included. Best-in-class service, gourmet a la carte restaurants, top-shelf drinks, 24-hour room and concierge service, endless day and nighttime activities, and more. Come with us, soak up the sun on the beach or one of 3 sparkling infinity pools. Enjoy sommelier-led wine tasting or explore the Cancun area. You know my trips sell out fast, so if you want more information about the February festivities, contact a travel advisor at Fox by calling 866-GO-FOX-GO or their fabulous website, foxworldtravel.com.
Save big money on everything you need for your next project at Menards. Add energy efficiency to your home with Johns Manville foil-faced foam board insulation. These reflective panels add a continuous layer of insulation to your exterior walls to save on your energy bill. Save big on Johns Manville foam board insulation. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
We've seen a significant uptick in the number of gasping customers in this 12-foot radius at Penny Mustard.
This is where we display the Joni sofa.
Now that's a gasp-worthy sofa.
You'd never know something this strong and beautiful could be so comfortable. Was that you?
Oh no, it's contagious.
Come see the Joni sofa, American-made with Fortress hardwood frame, ultra-high-density cushions, and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at $19.13 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. With the best record in baseball, the Brewers celebrate their 4th division title in 5 seasons.
The third time is still the charm. They've won a 3rd consecutive National League Central Division championship.
That's Josh Maurer on the Brewers Radio Network after the Brewers lost to the Cardinals 5-1 on Sunday. The Crew are still looking to clinch the number 1 seed and start a 3-game series with the Padres tonight. Our coverage starts after the 8 o'clock news right here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads this evening. We have no major incidents and no slowdowns. And the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms early, still muggy, a low of 64 degrees. Tuesday, partly cloudy and still humid with a chance for showers, a high of 75. Wednesday, partly cloudy, another slight chance for showers, a high of 71. Thursday, partly cloudy and another slight chance for showers, a high of 73. Friday, partly cloudy skies and warm, a high of 77. Right now in Madison, it's 72 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 67. In Waukesha, it's 72. And in Milwaukee, it's 72 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the second hour of What's on Tap tonight, where in particular, we're going to focus on oral histories. Milwaukee County Historical Society, they use oral histories in like 3 different categories as a way to preserve legacies and facts in a very human way. And Olivia Hoff of the Milwaukee County Historical Society will join me at 7:35 with those details and that process, and also updates on a very special violin concert happening Thursday at the Milwaukee County Historical Society called Echoes of Hope. But first, let me welcome my first guests right now who know a lot about preserving oral histories of a very specific kind on this Happy Hobbit Day. And I want to welcome to the studio, actually back to the studio, the curator of the J.R.R. Tolkien manuscripts at Marquette University, Dr. Bill Fliss. Dr. Fliss, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Sandy. It's great to be back.
Welcome back. And joining us on the phone is someone that you know well, and he is a documentary filmmaker named Andrew Coons. Andrew, welcome to What's on Tap.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me. And Bill, good to hear from you.
Hi, Andrew.
Oh, good. I'm glad to reconnect the two of you. First of all, let me wish each of you happy Hobbit Day. Is there an appropriate greeting for such a notable holiday?
I've never heard of one specific to it.
I think have lots of second breakfast.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Feasting is always appropriate. And Andrew and Bill, congratulations, because today is the debut of the new short documentary film, The Muster at Marquette. And Andrew, I would love for you to do the honors. Explain to everyone what The Muster of Marquette is.
Yeah, thank you so much. So at Marquette University, and Bill can talk more about this, they have an extensive collection of J.R.R. Tolkien manuscripts. And with that, Bill is also putting together a large collection of these oral histories, 3-minute recordings from fans of Tolkien around the world, and categorizing those and cataloging them. And so where I came in is once I found out about this project, I have a deep love of the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. And so I immediately, as a documentary filmmaker, my brain started spinning of, well, how can this be a film? How can we tell this story in a different way? And so we're really excited that the film kind of talks through the history of the project that Bill is working on, as well as gives some samples of what different people have said in some of those recordings so people can kind of hear what one of these oral histories might actually sound like.
And Andrew, this 10-minute film is wonderful. It is meaty. It moves quickly. It tells you so much about what these manuscripts are, where they are, and what they mean to people. And Dr. Fliss, you really are the star. You carry this 10-minute film that you can see on YouTube right now.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I was delighted when Andrew approached me about doing a documentary. I thought it was a great idea, and I'm really, really, really pleased with how it turned out.
And Andrew, how did you find out about this oral history project that Dr. Fliss was starting?
Oh, man, I've got to give all credit to my wife. She found tickets for myself and her and a couple of our friends to go down and see one of the manuscript showings that are put on at Marquette University. So we went down there. We were able to see the manuscripts in person. It was this great pilgrimage for us Tolkien fans. And then from there, heard about the Oral History Project. And, that was all she wrote.
And now, Bill, tell us about how you conduct these oral history interviews. Because I would say, go ahead, because this is interesting to me, this whole process of capturing these oral histories.
Well, I can collect them in person if people are local here, or if I'm traveling at an event, I can collect them face-to-face, or I collect them on Zoom, and then I extract the audio and use that for the on-site digital collection where we keep the different interviews. So there's a couple different ways to collect the interviews, and as Andrew mentioned, they're short interviews. Each fan is allowed only up to 3 minutes to share their thoughts about Tolkien. And I did this for a couple reasons. One is because I wanted to do a lot of interviews. I set my goal at 6,000 interviews. And
6,000 interviews?
Yeah, but there's a reason for that, because that was the number of riders of Rohan that King Theoden led to raise the siege of Minas Tirith in The Return of the King in The Lord of the Rings. And so I wanted to have this host of fans, one fan for each rider of Rohan. So that was one reason I wanted to keep it to 3 minutes.
And if anyone was doubting your authority in Tolkien manuscripts, Bill, you just showed us right there with that depth of knowledge.
Yeah, it was a very nerdy moment. The other reason I kept to 3 minutes was because it really forces people to distill down to what the essence of their interest in Tolkien is. Because one thing about Tolkien fans is they can talk for hours about him and his works.
Well, anything that you truly love, sure. Because, I mean, Andrew Coons, I could hear the excitement and enthusiasm in your voice when you said, my wife got us tickets and we went to see the manuscripts. Like, these stories that are, almost 100 years old, which are creating these worlds of medieval, these entirely different universes, really still resonate with people.
They do indeed, yeah. They resonate with a lot of people and a lot of different kinds of people. It's remarkable how diverse the fandom is. There's no single profile of the Tolkien fan. You can find fans across generations. You can find them different genders. You can find them in different countries. I've collected interviews, I think, from about 40 countries now.
And they're all, you conduct each interview.
I've had some help collecting them at some events. My wife, in fact, will help collect them at times. And then another person at Marquette had helped me during our exhibition with collecting them. And that was a great help, since it is hard to do 6,000 all by yourself.
I found that interesting that you're not just asking people to record for 30 minutes, that there's this human connection of you asking questions and absorbing the response.
Yeah, actually, they get the 3 minutes almost as an open mic where they can talk, and I propose the questions sort of ahead of time for them to think about. So it's more a chance for them to speak and share their mind about how they first encountered Tolkien's works and why they're a fan and what Tolkien has meant to them in their lives.
I am so delighted to be speaking with Dr. Bill Fliss, who is the curator of the J.R.R. Tolkien manuscripts at Marquette University. And also joining us is documentary filmmaker Andrew Coons on this debut day of the 10-minute documentary, The Muster of Marquette, exploring this oral history collection. We'll hear a moment from the film and continue this conversation. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Continuing this Happy Hobbit Day conversation next on What's on Tap.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bride.
So a texter asked this question. Do you think that free speech is under attack? I do. Other than threatening violence against another person, you can say whatever you want, as ugly as even hate-filled as you think that may be.
What has shifted in the culture that more employers are being proactive in, nope, shut it down, you're fired?
I don't think that the social media avenue for getting it off your chest is helping our culture at all. I think it's actually doing the opposite.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
This project is really important to me, and I think it's important to Tolkien studies and to Tolkien fandom. It provides an opportunity for the fans to share their thoughts and have those preserved forever, to be part of this great host of fans, this great muster of fans brought together, which these recordings will be here at Marquette, forever. They'll be right alongside the manuscripts from this author whom everybody loves.
That is a moment from The Muster at Marquette, a brand new documentary just released today on YouTube that you can watch. 10 minutes of joy for any literature fan, for any Tolkien fan. And joining me on What's on Tap right now is the filmmaker, Andrew Coons, and also Dr. Bill Fliss, who is collecting this incredible Oral History, the Tolkien Fandom Oral History Collection at Marquette University. And first of all, I want to ask about the Muster at Marquette. Andrew, what exactly does that title mean? Because we heard Dr. Fliss say muster.
Yeah, a muster, and perhaps I'm going to butcher the technical definition, but muster is a large group, right? And in this particular context, when we think about the Lord of the Rings, we think about the horse riders of Rohan. A muster of them was a large military group of them. So we're kind of evoking that with this title. And saying that by joining the oral history, being part of one of these 6,000 oral histories, you are joining a muster of Tolkien fans that is now residing at Marquette University.
And you are one of those fans for sure, aren't you, Andrew?
I am, and I was actually very pleased to record my oral history with Bill before I even broached the topic of the documentary. And so going through that process was really fun. And like he said, distilling it down to, I've been a Tolkien fan most of my life. How do you talk about that in 3 minutes? But it was a lot of fun to do and a real joy to help make the documentary.
And what's one of the themes of your interview, Andrew?
Oh, my goodness. I think just the way that encountering Tolkien really changed my life. I'm a filmmaker today because of The Lord of the Rings, both the books and the movies. It just excited my imagination at a young age and sent me down a path of storytelling. So I think I hold a lot of gratitude that these works exist and have become a source of inspiration in my own life.
And Andrew, now that you know these are 3-minute oral histories, how difficult was it for you to make a 10-minute short documentary about something you're so passionate about, not just Tolkien's literature, but this wonderful oral history collection?
Oh, that was probably the most challenging aspect of the entire project was taking, an hour-plus interview plus, dozens, hundreds, thousands of potential oral histories and trying to decide what's going to fit within a 10-minute runtime. There's stuff that, we really wanted to include that didn't make the cut for time's sake. So in the tradition of the Lord of the Rings films, maybe there'll be an extended edition someday. We'll see.
I like that idea a lot. The Muster at Marquette is the name of this brand new 10-minute documentary by award-winning documentary filmmaker Andrew Coons, who you hear there, and features very prominently Dr. Bill Fliss, who is in the studio with me. And Dr. Fliss, how can we hear the interviews that you've done so far?
Well, you can go to the Marquette's website, to the library website, and you can find a link to our digital collection where you can listen to the ones that that we've gathered so far and prepared. And there you can listen to the actual sound recording, or you can read a transcript of what the person is saying. And you can also search across all the transcripts. So if there's a particular character that you're interested in seeing if people are talking about, you can type that in and see who's talking about it. And then also another feature for Tolkien scholars, since I see this as a project that supports scholarship, is that I take the transcripts and then the metadata, so things like age, gender, where the person's from, and I put it into a data set that people can download and study across all of the interviews. You could use digital tools and text mine and try to analyze the interviews in a lot of interesting ways.
They are very enlightening, I would think. What are some of the most enlightening themes or moments that you've had in these interviews? How many have you done so far? Because your goal is 6,000.
Yeah, we've got a ways to go. I have about 1,380 right now, so I've got a ways to go. But one of the central themes in Tolkien is hope, in the face of despair. So I will never give up hope. I will reach the 6,000, but we've got a ways to go. But in terms of what strikes me the most about them, of the 3 questions that I have people talk to, when did you first encounter the works of Tolkien? Why are you a fan? What has Tolkien meant to you? It is that last one, what has Tolkien meant to you, that I find personally the most interesting in the interviews. And it's fascinating how important he's been in many people's lives. We just heard Andrew talk about how he became a filmmaker because of Tolkien. And there are many people who have been guided into their vocation, their line of work, their career because of Tolkien. And in many cases, Tolkien has really helped people get through some very difficult times in their lives.
And has someone interviewed you yet to be part of the oral history?
No, I'm saving number 6,000 for myself. I'm going to save the last interview. So I've got to reach it because I have to be able to leave my interview with it as well.
I think that's a great goal. With the numbers here, first of all, how long have you been working on this project?
I started to gather them before COVID even. And during COVID, I had an opportunity to collect a lot of them with people around the world. I mean, the rise of Zoom and that really helped in being able to broaden the people that were coming to do the interviews. So I've been doing it for a while, and we'll continue to do so, chipping away at it and trying to publicize it, and then when I can, go to different events where I can meet Tolkien fans and set up and just collect the interviews informally as I'm at the event.
So someone hearing this is like, I want to be part of history. I want to be part of this. How do they get in touch with you to become part of the Tolkien Fandom Oral History Collection at Marquette?
Well, they could just search online, Tolkien Fandom Oral History, and you'll find the page. And I've set up a calendar where you can go on and you can claim a 15-minute spot, and then I send a Zoom invitation, and then we meet briefly, and I collect the interview. And since they're only 3 minutes, it doesn't take very long. And then I extract the audio and prepare the interview for listening and to join the collection. So I would welcome people to find a time slot. I try to do it, even evenings, weekends. I set different hours to try to work around people's schedules. If people live in the area, they can always just reach out to me individually and stop by Marquette, and I'm happy to do the interview in person.
How far out are you booked?
I only keep the slots out about a month because if I schedule them further out, people don't show. It's just too far into the future. So about a month out, I keep slots available. But you'll usually find slots if you go onto the calendar, and hopefully there'll be something that will fit people's schedules.
That is the voice of an experienced oral historian, knowing what does and doesn't work. Short interviews, and don't schedule them too far out. He is Dr. Bill Fliss, the man who is the focus of The Muster at Marquette, the new documentary about this process of harvesting the Tolkien Fandom Oral History Collection at Marquette University and lovingly making sure it's searchable and findable and useful for scholars in the future. And Andrew, what was one of the most surprising things that you learned in interviewing Dr. Fliss and finding out about this process?
I think that the just broad variety of fans that are actually participating in the Oral History Project. And I think it's worth mentioning that, like, if you're listening to this and you're just a casual fan, you've seen the movies, or maybe you read one of the books a long time ago, your voice is just as valid as anybody else's. There are folks who are casual enjoyers all the way to hardcore scholars who are doing research on Tolkien. And so that was really cool to see that this is a world and a mythology and a storytelling that is uniting people across this fandom, and that all it takes to be a fan is to like the story. You don't have to go get a degree in Tolkien studies to be part of the muster.
I love that it is as inclusive as it seems. And what are some other themes? You said hope earlier. Are there other moments that from these interviews that each of you have either seen or heard so far? Because, Andrew, I have to think that you've gone back and listened to many of these interviews as a fellow fan. But what's an interview that stays with each of you? Funny or poignant or surprising?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big ones, I don't know that it's a specific interview, but as I was listening to audio and listening specifically with the purpose of what do we include in the documentary, I just could hear in people's voices how much this work means to them. And I think on the surface, it can maybe seem a little silly of like, okay, it's a fairy tale story. Why is this so emotionally connecting for you? And it's like, well, that is the point. Like, stories are what reach us emotionally from, age past to now. And I just was really moved by the deep connection that people had. No matter what they were talking about, there was emotion in the voice that just made me draw in even closer.
And Bill, is there a moment from all of your interviews that in this moment kind of stands out to you?
Well, that from time to time, these fans, as Andrew points out, are very emotionally invested in Tolkien. And there are times when the fans will choke up and in some cases sob during the interview because Tolkien's meant that much to them. And those are some poignant moments. I think one that stands out to me was a father and daughter who visited to do an in-person interview. The father went first and did his interview, and then the daughter went. She was in her 30s. I remember she was I think a chemist with a PhD in chemistry, and she starts talking. Almost immediately, she breaks down, and it became clear that the reason she was so moved was because Tolkien meant this relationship with her father, and so having her father right there and talking about it, you just really sensed the love between them in that moment, and I was speechless.
That is very special. Well, thanks to both of you. Andrew Coons, documentary filmmaker who has created The Muster at Marquette, now on YouTube as of today. Would be one of the very first people to see this 10-minute documentary, which is absolutely compelling and a real pride point for us here in Milwaukee at Marquette University. And Dr. Bill Fliss, continued exciting projects for you. I'm glad that you're able to really embrace this project. And if you do it right, 6,000 interviews, you could have job security for at least a few years.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks to both of you, Dr. Bill Fliss. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
And filmmaker Andrew Coons. We look forward to more of your work.
Thank you, Sandy. It was a pleasure.
Thanks very much. And marquette.edu, or search The Muster at Marquette to get in touch to become part of the oral history yourself and to see this documentary. We'll be back with WTMJ News after this.
You'll get a new heat pump system, a new furnace, and a full home duct cleaning all together as a package at about half price. Half price! That's how it all shakes out. Not a gimmick. And both the furnace and the heat pump system are high-quality units. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump system from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace and a free duct cleaning. All totaled, the cost would be about $20,000. When you add in the new tax incentives that you'll get back at the end of the year, you're going to end up paying about half. That's about $10K for a high-quality furnace, heat pump system, and a full home duct cleaning. It's limited time, and last time we did this, the units went pretty fast. So if your home needs a new furnace upgrade and a heat pump system that can act as a brand new AC system as well as a furnace backup, take advantage while you can and cut your energy bills substantially. Call Quality and get them while they're hot.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Thanks so much for joining me for What's on Tap. We're going to continue talking about oral histories with the Milwaukee County Historical Society next. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here's Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Charges filed in an officer-involved shooting in Milwaukee. 21-year-old Kenneth Kubero faces one count of obstructing an officer after he fled a traffic stop with a firearm. An officer stopped him near 2nd Street and Greenfield Avenue for running 2 stop signs last Wednesday. Kubero stopped the vehicle but then fled on foot, at one point dropping a gun. When he attempted to pick it up, the officer fired shots at Kubero. No one else was struck by the gunfire. If convicted, Kubero could face up to 9 months in prison and $10,000 in fines. Crews complete demolition of the long-vacant former Northridge Mall on Milwaukee's northwest side. The Department of City Development says the last steel beam was cut and the final structures pulled down on Wednesday night. The Milwaukee Business Journal reports the property could be marketed to developers as early as 2026. City leaders say the nearly 60-acre site, now renamed Granville Station, could hold housing, corporate space, or community gathering areas. A highway in Germantown is closed this week for storm sewer replacement. Wisconsin 145 is closed in both directions between Mequon Road and Division Road through at least Thursday. Local traffic has access from the north and south, but the highway is impassable at Crusader Court, where the sewer is located. The work is weather dependent. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Pretty clear on the roads this evening. No major incidents and no slowdowns. Taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a chance for showers and storms, but still muggy, a low of 64. Tuesday, partly cloudy and still humid with another chance for showers, a high of 75. Wednesday, partly cloudy, slight chance for showers, a high of 71. Thursday, partly cloudy and slight chance for showers again, a high of 73. Friday, partly cloudy and warm with a high of 77. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 73 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:33.
You gotta get to Built Right today. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Built Right furniture, leather, and mattresses. Built Right's 97th anniversary celebration, plus their $1 million clearance sell-off are on now. If you are looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you do what my family does. You go to Built Right. We love our new furniture, and most importantly, we enjoyed the shopping experience. 4 generations, 97 years strong, 19 years in their Greenfield location. 3rd and 4th generation family members on hand in the store, along with their amazing team. Be ready for your holiday guests. Thousands of items in stock. Or you can always custom order at a low sale price. USA made, small scale, Ohio Amish made, and real solid wood furniture. 60 models of USA made mattresses. Built Right saves you money. Free in-store design services too. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday. Closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. Professional athletes trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, including baseball, where surgeon Dr. Brandon Rebels helped get Milwaukee's MVP back on the field for a stellar season. We can help you too, with the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes. You can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks, now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
That big online store has special days with ridiculously low prices, so why don't you?
We do.
You do? When?
Every day. Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next day delivery too.
Wow.
Yeah. Plus, through Monday, get a free box spring or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
I guess you could say that now is a prime time to buy.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. Watching the Crew is a 162-game journey of grit, hard work, talent, and determination. Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management, we're with you on your journey as well. Your hard work and money deserve a partner like Annex for your investment, retirement, tax, estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. Take the next step towards retirement you desire and begin the conversation soon. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Save big money on everything for your next bathroom project. Now at Menards. Upgrade your bathroom with Maxx. With more than 1,000 showers, bathtubs, and surrounds, you're sure to find exactly what you need to add luxury and style to your bathroom. Save big on our entire selection of Maxx bathroom products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
What's on Tap is sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx, and now joining me in the studio, another one of our Milwaukee establishments. that is leaning all the way into oral history. So we just talked with Marquette University, and the curator of the J.R.R. Tolkien manuscripts at Marquette University, Dr. Bill Fliss, subject of a new documentary called The Muster at Marquette, and filmmaker Andrew Coons, probably not a surprise, also a huge Tolkien fan, but really wonderful that Milwaukee and Marquette University is where these historic literature manuscripts are housed. And now you kick it up a notch by having 3-minute oral histories, shooting for 6,000 of them, to show the reach and the longevity and the emotional connection to Tolkien's created worlds. So I love that we're doing that in oral histories. And I love that the Milwaukee County Historical Society is never, ever stale. It's one of the most beautiful buildings downtown, inside and out. And joining me from the Milwaukee County Historical Society is Olivia Hoff. And Olivia, what is your official job title? You have multiple job titles.
Yes, I do. I have 2 wonderful job titles I take very much pride in. Thank you for having me, Sandy. My job title is Community Programs Manager / Oral History Program Director.
Aha. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to chat with you right after our Marquette Oral History Collection. So what kind of oral history collections does the Milwaukee County Historical Society have?
Yeah, we have 3 collections that are actively available online for folks to listen to right now. That would be our Many Voices of Milwaukee. So that kind of covers the everyday person, folks who are kind of coming into our lives, ebbing and flowing, and we wanted to document their stories. Judge Mosley is actually on there, so he has an interview with us.
The energetic, and he knows history and is
Exactly.
excited about this city and sharing those untold stories.
Exactly. The underrepresented folks. And we actually have a COVID-19 collection that covered with scientists and medical professionals throughout our area during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And what a time capsule that's going to be. It's 5 years now, but in another 5, really interesting for scholars and just for the curious.
Absolutely. It tells you what was going on in that moment in time for that personal perspective. You can't get anything more meaningful than that, I personally think. And then our third collection that's accessible on our website is Brew City. So that's in tandem with our current exhibit, Brew City, at the museum downtown. So it goes through the history of beer making from local beer barons that are still manufacturing today, like Lakefront, and talks about the history of brewing in the modern era and how it's kind of changed, but also very much stay the same.
And beer, that through line for Milwaukee in particular. Of each of those, I know that you know these encyclopedically. Is there a voice in one of the Many Voices of Milwaukee collection that stands out to you?
Oh, wow. I mean, I already mentioned Judge Mosley. He's
yes.
such a character, and he really represents, I think, the best of Milwaukee and speaks to the perspective of the everyday person, but also someone who's grown roots here. So you can really kind of get that homegrown feel from his stories. And also he's lived, I feel like, 1,000 lives.
It's funny you say that. I was going to say he's lived life and he embraces life and experiences. How about the COVID-19 oral history collection? Because, that's, like I said, that one still kind of leaves a mark. But is there something that is surprising or profound in one of those interviews?
Yeah, actually, there's a few medical professionals, one of them being Jessica Hoff. She's no relation to me, but actually she's the wife of our executive director, Ben Barbera. She works at the medical college in the lab, so they were doing a lot of different testing and making sure that everything was being documented. It was very strict, very time-consuming, multiple hours, so you really get that perspective from both a medical professional, but there were also stories of an everyday person. I'm actually in conversation right now to collect a story for this collection from a woman who teamed up with a bunch of other folks and started creating handmade masks, and they really started peddling those out. So this collection continues, and that's kind of how our oral history collections go, and documenting those stories are only going to come out more, so we want to make sure we capture them. So hers is one I'm really hoping to collect very soon because she donated some masks to our collection.
Wow.
Projects, yeah.
And is there a new oral history collection in progress?
There is. It's quite a big one. Between those 3 that I mentioned, we have about 19 interviews online. So this new project, we have 20 stories collected already, and we're going to continue. It's called The Immigrant Experience in Milwaukee County. And we are documenting the experience of immigrants, migrants, refugees, asylum seekers, kind of that umbrella term to capture folks who have immigrated to our community and our neighbors. So we're collecting those stories, and that project is a standalone, but we're also going to be utilizing some of those stories in our next permanent exhibit coming out in 2026, which will go through the history of naturalized citizenship in Milwaukee.
Interesting, because that's very powerful and very useful, in my opinion, because I think some of us feel like we don't know immigrants, or we just, they're not in our circles. So to hear those stories that may surprise you, and they may also make you go, oh, I didn't realize that was part of the immigrant journey or the migrant worker journey. So wonderful work with the oral histories to really, it's breath, it's voice. Yeah. It's a very human way. We can always read a book, nothing wrong with that. You always go see some artifacts on display.
Yeah.
But to hear somebody sharing their personal journey is powerful.
Absolutely. And that's one of my favorite parts of the job. So getting to hear those stories and seeing that history happens every day.
And if somebody wants to participate in one of these oral histories, how do they make that happen?
Yeah, contact me.
Aha.
Yeah, contact me. I can be reached by phone, and our contact information is on our website, or by email, or even stop in. We love to hear our community stories, and it's project-based, so we're really focusing on the Immigrant Experience Project right now. So if you or someone you know wants to share their story, feel free to reach out.
Milwaukee County Historical Society, they welcome you, and MKE History on Facebook. So those are the oral histories. You have some very interesting, engaging events coming up. And I say engaging because one of them's really fun, and one of them is really interesting and artful and musical. And they're all coming up this week. So stay with us, continuing the conversation with Milwaukee County Historical Society's Olivia Hoff. We're going to tempt you with some trivia and tempt your ears with violin music. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch. We're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. This is a WTMJ Storm Team Alert. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Dodge, Jefferson, and Waukesha counties until 8:15 p.m. You can find more details and interactive radar right now at WTMJ.com and on the WTMJ mobile app. We now get back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Thank you, Jessica Gatso, keeping us updated. We will certainly keep you informed. The WTMJ newsroom is on it and even updating the app and WTMJ.com. So we will always keep you updated on the most important things that affect you. And on What's on Tap, we celebrate culture and creativity. And you are hearing some violin music for a wonderful and very unique event that is coming up on Thursday at the Milwaukee County Historical Society called Echoes of Hope. And I want to talk about that with you. I have Olivia Hoff in the studio with me, and this is a very special event. And I know that that phrase gets thrown about, but tell us about Echoes of Hope.
It's a wonderful event through partnership with the Violins of Hope Wisconsin residency that's presented by the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra. So we got involved with them to showcase this beautiful collection of violins, and this performance is in tandem with that. And we have invited the Concord Chamber Orchestra to come join us at the Milwaukee County Historical Society to perform some traditional klezmer music along with Jewish composers and their works throughout the year. So it's going to be a really beautiful blend of folk music and modern works. And I think it's going to be a wonderful way to celebrate this collection of violins that have stood the test of time and really are representative of hope and resilience. Folks played these during the Holocaust, and they have been preserved and restored to the point of display, and we get to show that off at the museum as well as really perform the music for the people to enjoy.
It's what a celebration of culture and, like you said, of resiliency. And it is fascinating that of all the earth-shattering and seismic and terrible things that happened during the Holocaust, here are these fragile instruments that did survive and are still being able to be played and tell these stories through the vibrations and the composers of music. And tell us more about Strings of Survival, Violins of Hope, that the exhibit at the Milwaukee County Historical Society that you can browse after the performance.
Yes. So Strings of Hope is our iteration of the Violins of Hope collection. So we were able to select 12, I believe 12. You can count them when you visit. 12 violins from the entire Violins of Hope collection that had profound stories and provenance. That's the origin of the object. So our curator and her team took these stories and displayed the violins to give them back their story. And so everyone after the performance can stay in the museum and explore that exhibit as well and learn a little bit more about these beautiful instruments and their history.
And yeah, they once belonged to Jewish musicians before and during the Holocaust. And I think that it's great also that this performance includes a talkback with the musicians who are performing with these instruments. And I would have questions about, what does that feel like when you're playing this music and it's kind of channeling and coming through you? And what is that gravitas? And is there do you feel like you're have purpose playing this music, and how that impacts just your performance and your approach even to rehearsing with them? Because I think I would be so afraid I would mess the instrument up. It's made it this far, and then I would be the one who would break the neck off of a fragile violin. Just all of that respect, and the insights that they would have. So an hour-long performance that includes a talkback with the musicians, and you get to hear some of these violins of hope being played in such a beautiful space. And tell me, were you just with the performers at the Milwaukee County Historical Society event space and acoustically sound, you said?
Yes, our museum is originally a bank. So of all places, you would be like, okay, well, it's just a building, but it has beautiful, beautiful acoustics for musical performances. We've had a few before, and we're really excited to have the Concord Chamber Orchestra in there with us. They don't have any amplification. The room does it for them, and it's going to be really beautiful to hear. And the guest composer is Hal Kasaic. He is a volunteer, just like the rest of the performers with Concord Chamber Orchestra, and he's really excited to showcase this ensemble of performances. When he came by to see the acoustics, he was very thrilled. So
that's wonderful. That's going to energize their performance as well, and making it connect even stronger. So the Sounds of Strings at Milwaukee County Historical Society tomorrow. Thursday, Echoes of Hope, Concord Chamber Orchestra at the MCHS. Doors open at 5:30. The performance is 6 to 7. And then, of course, leisurely enjoy the Strings of Survival, Violins of Hope exhibit. MilwaukeeHistory.net is your website.
That's right.
So from a very profound, emotional, connective event to a very fun one on Wednesday that bends your brain. More with Milwaukee County Historical Society's Olivia Huff and your invitation to get some trivia on Wednesday. That's next on What's on Tap.
When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com.
You'll get a new heat pump system, a new furnace, and a full home duct cleaning all together as a package at about half price. Half price! That's how it all shakes out. Not a gimmick. And both the furnace and the heat pump system are high-quality units. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump system from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace and a free duct cleaning. All totaled, the cost would be about $20,000. When you add in the new tax incentives that you'll get back at the end of the year, you're going to end up paying about half. That's about $10,000 for a high-quality furnace, heat pump system, and a full home duct cleaning. It's limited time. And last time we did this, the units went pretty fast. So if your home needs a new furnace upgrade and a heat pump system that can act as a brand new AC system as well as a furnace backup, take advantage while you can and cut your energy bills substantially. Call Quality and get them while they're hot.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Milwaukee County Historical Society is not a stuffy organization. It's a beautiful old bank building right smack dab in the city of Milwaukee. And Olivia Hoff from Milwaukee County Historical Society, thank you for joining me to talk about the oral history collections that you have, ranging from beer to the immigrant experience and the beautiful Violins of Hope performance that will happen tomorrow called Echoes of Hope, Concord Chamber Orchestra, which happens Thursday. I keep saying tomorrow. Thursday. But tell us about the fun that is happening on Wednesday at Von Trier.
Yes, powerful week this week. Wednesday, we are having our Milwaukee History Trivia Night at Von Trier on the east side. And this is our monthly program that we go out to local restaurants and pubs and do a little Milwaukee history trivia.
Fun. I love that it's a regular thing. So MilwaukeeHistory.net to see the other events that are happening for trivia. Free to play. There are prizes. And people love team names. What's one of the funniest team names at Milwaukee County History Trivia Night?
My favorite's been William Taft's Bathwater.
People love their team names. Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, Olivia Hoff from Milwaukee County Historical Society, MilwaukeeHistory.net. Catch up on the podcast at WTMJ.com. And thank you for listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
It's like you don't want to even do anything anymore.